Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com's network, NoDQ.com of course, the YouTube channel, and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, RingsideNews.com. Before I get started with your questions, a few things to mention. First off, the obvious. As you can tell in the background, the Mac that I've been using on NoDQ.com for the past 6 years has finally bitten the dust. It has tapped out. Maybe it got tired of me watching the WWE Network on it. Who knows? Got a new Mac on the way, but in the meantime, I have the PC laptop filling in as the visual aid, and hopefully you'll be able to read the questions. I will be uploading this in 1080 high definition. That should help, and hopefully next week things are back to normal. The other thing I want to mention, I'm sure you've all heard by now, the unfortunate news about Bret Hart being diagnosed with prostate cancer. I would like to take this time to wish Bret the Hitman Hart the very best of luck with his surgery, and I'm hoping he has a very quick and speedy recovery. Bret Hart was one of my all-time favorites growing up. In my opinion, one of the best to ever step inside the squared circle. Positive vibes going out to the Hitman and his family. And with that being said, let's get down to your questions now. First one today comes from Sebastian. What are your thoughts on The Rock's interfering in a Fastlane match and making a Rock versus Roman Reigns match at WrestleMania? That could be a win-win. Please answer in video. If all the stars were aligned properly, that match would be amazing, but you would need several things to happen. First off, you would need The Rock to be available for a WrestleMania match, period, and right now it's looking unlikely. The Rock just announced his movie shooting schedule for 2016, and the man's going to be very busy. It doesn't seem like he's going to have much time at all to get ready for a physical match at WrestleMania. I think at most we'll see The Rock maybe hitting a rock bottom or a people's elbow, but that's about it. So he's not really going to be available this year to do much with Roman Reigns. And the other issue is that if you had that match take place this year, the fans would cheer The Rock and boo Roman Reigns. And I think ideally you would have a situation where either Roman Reigns was very over as a babyface, or you turned Roman Reigns heel and you had Roman Reigns the top heel against The Rock. So maybe next year, maybe if Roman Reigns finally catches on and stays over, or if he goes heel and The Rock's available, you do that match next year, and that would be a great main event caliber match for WrestleMania. Alright, this one comes from Baller with Shades. What do you think of Triple H versus AJ Styles for the WWE title at Fastlane? Please answer in video. As much as I would like to see that match, I think it's too soon. I think AJ Styles needs to be established more in WWE, and I think that if they did that match at Fastlane, fans would just end up being disappointed because, let's face it, Triple H is going to be in the main event at WrestleMania, and AJ Styles isn't exactly Vince McMahon's favorite ideal superstar to headline WrestleMania. And we saw from that promo on Raw with The Miz, The Miz was basically channeling what guys like Vince McMahon feel about AJ Styles. Yes, he's a great wrestler, but is he a great entertainer? He's not that great of a promo. He's short, and he has that accent. The Miz even mentioned the term wrestler. I think that if AJ Styles continues to do well in WWE, at some point he can go for the WWE title, but there's no need to rush it when he hasn't been firmly established in WWE yet. And if he did that match at Fastlane, Triple H would win, and it would just set up the fans becoming very disappointed and upset. And I got this question here from Just Josh. Which title can you see AJ going for at first? Well, not the WWE title from what I just mentioned. Probably not the Divas title. So that leaves the tag team titles, or one of the singles titles, the IC or the US title. Obviously, Kalisto's a babyface, but they could still do a face versus face match. Dean Ambrose versus AJ would be awesome. Especially if Dean Ambrose went heel, which I'm not betting on, although if it does happen at Fastlane, I will shave off the beard. Also, if Roman Reigns turns heel at Fastlane, I will shave off the beard. And if Dean Ambrose wins at Fastlane, I will shave the beard. But getting back to the question here, if I had to take a guess, I would say either the IC title or the US title if there's some sort of multi-man match at WrestleMania, maybe a 6-person ladder match for the IC title or something like that, you know, something similar to last year. I could see that happening. I would guess one of the singles titles. Got this one from Jeff and Stuff. Is it a mistake not having AJ in the Fastlane main event? He doesn't have to win, but he also wouldn't have to take the fall. Same situation as earlier when I mentioned AJ Styles versus Triple H. If AJ was in the WWE #1 contenders match against Reigns, Ambrose, and Lesnar, fans would want AJ to win, and realistically that's not going to happen at this stage of the game. As much as we'd all like to see a huge shocker, WWE is not about to put AJ Styles, a name who hasn't really been established in WWE, in the main event at WrestleMania. So, as much as I think AJ would add to that match, he would make the match better, no doubt. It's just not the right timing for that to happen. And if he did that, you're just, once again, setting up the fans to become very disappointed with the outcome. When AJ doesn't win, they're going to be angry and upset. And it's better just to keep him out of the match for the time being until you're really ready and AJ Styles is more established in WWE and the company feels more confident in going all the way with him and possibly giving him the title. Alright, this one comes from Brandon. In your opinion, what can produce more compelling storylines in television? Ambrose versus The Authority or Reigns versus The Authority? Well, I think Ambrose versus The Authority would do really well. I think it depends. If both characters are baby faces, I think Ambrose would work better. I think Ambrose would be more over as a babyface against The Authority. It's really hard to say. Reigns versus The Authority, it's been decent at times. It was good at TLC when they shot the angle, and it still hasn't finished. So we have to give it time and see how it plays out. The fact that Reigns has been getting babyface pops on some occasions, that's at least a step in the right direction and a sign that it's at least working somewhat. So yeah, it's really hard for me to say which one would be better. It's just a matter of WWE booking. I think that if it's booked well, it doesn't really matter who's in that spot. What matters is that the booking is done well to the point where the character in that role is getting over with the fans. Alright, this one comes from Darren Holding. Do you see Hardcore Holly returning to WWE and Hall of Fame maybe? I think he should because of how many years he was with them. Well, that is one reason right there why I think it's very likely he will be in the Hall of Fame, because he put in so many years into WWE and he was one of the most respected guys in the locker room. I definitely see him going in the Hall of Fame. I think that that's a given. As far as him coming back, maybe for one match, maybe as a special appearance on an old school Raw, but I would be surprised if he came back and had a full-time run. I think that those days are gone. But I could certainly see Hardcore Holly appearing on WWE television again in some capacity at some time. Alright, this one comes from Mikey Gormley. Was WrestleMania 21 the best in history for building stars? Cena, Orton, and Batista all came out looking really strong. If not, which was? That's a really good question. That is one very solid point to make about WrestleMania 21, that it did establish John Cena and Batista. That was their breakout performances, becoming world champions. And you could say WrestleMania 20 with Benoit and Guerrero having their big moments. And WrestleMania 14 when Steve Austin won the WWE title for the first time. The Austin era officially began, in the words of Jim Ross. And even WrestleMania 1, which was, building up Hulk Hogan as this larger-than-life mainstream superstar, and same thing with Roddy Piper as the top heel. So, I think that all those WrestleManias I just mentioned are solid candidates. Alright, this one comes from Yusuf. Did WWE ever show interest in Christopher Daniels? I remember that Daniels was involved in WWE Dark matches around 2000, 2001, and he appeared, I believe, on Jacked, maybe Velocity, I'm not sure. They showed mild interest in him, but he obviously wasn't given a full-time deal in the company, which is unfortunate because Daniels was one of my favorite indie performers during that period, and I really feel he should have gotten a shot in WWE, and now he's into his 40s, and it's probably too late for him. But I always felt he was a really strong talent, and he should have gotten that opportunity in 2001. I mean, I was watching him in a promotion called MPW here in Southern California in 2001, and he was just tremendous. And it's a shame he did not get that opportunity. And you know, he did get that chance in WCW, but the company went out of business right after he signed a contract. All right, this one comes from Brian. Looks like they're going to be doing Big Show versus Braun Strowman at Fastlane. For me, anything with Big Show is tiresome. Your thoughts? Well, there's a lot of speculation about this, that Braun Strowman is being built up for The Undertaker. Now, there's conflicting reports. The match is being planned. The match is not being planned. I find it interesting, though. Why do this match at Fastlane if there's not something bigger on the horizon for Braun Strowman? Because, let's face it, Big Show's not going to be winning this match. This is a vehicle to build up Braun Strowman for something. I just mentioned in a previous video, I'm not really set on the idea of Undertaker versus Braun Strowman. Just not my idea of a high-profile Undertaker match that I want to see at WrestleMania at this stage of the game. So yeah, I mean, I'm not really thrilled about Braun Strowman, and you know, Big Show's just there to make Braun Strowman look good. I mean, that's what it is. So yeah, I really don't know what else to say about it. Alright, that'll wrap it up for this edition of NoDQ&A video. Thank you all for watching. As I mentioned at the beginning, hopefully by next week things will be back to normal. I'll have the new Mac here. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for all the latest regarding Fastlane, and I will see you guys next time for more.